4,000 gold is the lead here for BLG, but they're also just taking everything on the map. You can see 0 grubs, 0 dragons, 0 anything that HLE have been able to get for themselves. And Shun is going to be able to grab a Rift Herald as well. So complete monopoly achieved on all of the neutral objectives. And now Peanut looking for some sort of angle here towards the bottom side of the map. But I think even on should be enough support here to keep Knight safe.
I think so as well. They get good vision. Four people
okay,
out.
Unless everyone comes down.
But at the same time, they're pressuring other parts of the map right away. Zio was able to shove in mid lane. They're threatening Doran off the top turret once again, so that's then pulling resources up from HLE. The most impressive thing for me by BLG this game is the way that their aggression is measured.
Yeah.
They're still deathless, but they've controlled every objective, and as I say that, they pull off another big play.
Yeah, that is going to be just a blade caller to keep Peanut in his tracks, and they're not able to do anything. Of course, getting the Featherstorm, a big deal if there is going to be a potential fight that HLE are in any position to win, but I don't know whether there's going to be any of those.
But I think this tempered play is coming a lot through Shun. Question marks why he was brought back into the team, but against G2 he's showing up and now again.
Oh, the equalizer does go down, but Zaka is here to try and defend Doran. It's just going to be a kill in the 2v1, and Ben's looking to scrap shield as well. It's Zaka that has to flash to pick it up, and now he may not even be safe. Knight and Shun making their way up to try and get revenge for their top laner, but it's already a 1-for-1. The ulti's going to connect now. It's in melee range. I don't think this is going to have a good time at all. Caught by the knockup. Just ban you.
You cannot go up against Ben.
All right, Elk might be going down this time. No Sesoan this time around, as there's the flash out of the blade core. They needed everything to kill him, but at least they get that.
So even if they lose this game, Viper's still incredible.
He's really good.
He's still able to do whatever he wants. He's going to have to execute here, and this is actually what it takes for HLE to get 2 kills. It's not even a positive play. No. They lost 3 people when all is said is done. They lost their inner tier 2. Objective bounties just turned on as a result of that play. So the best thing that HLE did this game was still full negative.
And the fact that Ben is a level up 1,000 gold, you can see just how much damage he does. And he does a really good job of getting away from this position. The ultimate onto Doran is a great spot. The scrap shield is perfect. But this is what we're talking about. When you have an Ahri, she lacks that crucial damage.
Yeah.
So the Ben is able to turn on towards Doran, because Doran lacks damage as well, means he just barely gets in. And BLG, after getting the mid lane, are able to move up and catch out Zeka. Looking great on this Yone.
Insult to injury as well. Zeka gets the dash interrupted.
And then Viper dies to Roam as well, so Ben gets up another kill. It is a disaster.
Yeah, double mask completed here for Ben. He is very, very scary. At least Doran does now complete his Trinity Force. I even really needed to mention it because, to be perfectly honest, he is so far behind, doesn't even really feel like an item spike anymore. Zeka heading towards item number 2 as quickly as he possibly can. It's the light coming on over. Still haven't seen an honest 5v5 team fight just yet, and we may not for the rest of this game. There should be nothing to force BLG into doing. He's going to connect on to Elk. Blade Caller comes through. Delight with that ultimate running is looking okay. But there's the red carpet put down. Doran, can you get to the Mega Gnar? That's the question. But already the fight just only one, even though he was surrounded. It's Knight that collects another kill. 5-0-1 on it, Tone.
What are you supposed to do? The objective isn't even up, and your entire bottom side jungle has just been taken over by BLG. Their team fighting is really coming alive with this style of composition.
And Max, there will be no honest fight. It can never be fair with this level of income inequality. Yeah, I think we've learned that from society, but it's definitely present in this game.
And the funny thing was, this is a very reminiscent of this Worlds last year when BLG played up against Gen G. Game 2 was very heavily BLG favor, but they want to change it here as home wall.
Well, Viper's flanking. I don't know whether that's a good thing, but maybe it's going to work out here. The killer instinct is exactly that, as Elk is going to go down first, but it's a trade of 80 carries into the back line of the Dragon Pit goes Shun, and now he's looking to try and lock down the cow. They've rebuilt the Phalanx. The triple knockup from Knight is absolutely gorgeous. They still managed to take him down, though, and there's a wallop from Doran. The team fighting Nam may have actually found something here, as Peanut is looking to push Ben away. The wallop is going to connect. What is happening? This should not be happening.
On what side? No ultimates So BLG, they said this is our moment. We need to go. And Honghwa find the perfect fight with seconds remaining on some of these ultimates.
Objective bounty collected as well. Viper started it all by being able to take Elk down with the income discrepancy, and then it was the Yone who flew into the Mega Gnar. So let's watch this one more time. BLG is overstaying because they feel like they can, but it was the charm actually from Zeka that gets Elk down low enough for Viper to execute in the first place, and then really just amazing Mega Gnar timing, and Zeka kept getting Ahri ult reset, so Doran hits Mega right there, one-shots the Yone.
Crucial charm from Zeka as well on towards Knight.
Yeah.
Could have gone back with his E, but the charm into the door and knock around. But BLG, what
Baron.
Baron?
Okay, we're just going to do a Baron. I guess that whole fight from before is just not even real. And now with the purple buff on the 5 members of BLG, they should be able to just completely reclaim entire control of the game. And of course, it's one Infernal Drake for HLE that they're able to pick up. Of course, Bounty Gold is nice. But the map still belonged to BLG.
You're saying that last Drake fight was just a big red herring.
It did feel a bit herringy, yeah.
Yeah, interesting, because you're right, the gold lead is probably bigger now
I think
than it was before the fight.
Especially with this inner turret going down, as you can see with that Rebel Baron power plate, that will extend to about 2k, 2.2. Now, some defense of these inhibitor turrets is going to have to come on through. 4 members in the mid lane, though. I don't think they're taking that one as Knight is probably dead. The flash has to be used. There's a max range impale. It is going to be the turret going down. And so they still lose that. However, Humalife back on the map now.
Zeka TP'd in after killing a turret.
Don't know about that one. On the equalizer now, but the Spirit Rush is up and available, and he's able to dash his way out. That teleport almost was his death, and at least he survives his own teleport.
It will buy a little bit of time for Honghwa on this Rebel power play, but realistically, it's only just buying them time. They don't get anything off of this. All the turrets will still remain standing, but it does at least keep BLG from knocking open the base any more than it already has.
I think now we can have a conversation about the psychology of an absolutely, boom game.
Yes.
Which is what this is, right? HLE, I could imagine, after about 10 minutes in, probably knew that there was going to be a low likelihood of them being able to pick up a win. If you're able to get these little advantages, find these little team fights, is extending the game because of that a good thing? Because you have to stay in this doomed game? Or is it a bad thing? I don't know what's actually better for your mentality moving into a game 3 at even stakes.
I think it depends if you can spook the other team. So the favorite thing I always have is you just decide that there's 1 or 2 people that you want to kill. So you just want to try, because they have a burst comp, right? They have a pick comp. So if they just decide, let's just try and kill Elk, or let's just try and kill Knight, that gives you a very small chance of actually turning the game around, and a very small chance of just frustrating the other team enough that they can't make a clean play. So I think for the experienced teams, just making it last as long as humanly possible, just to annoy the other team, is usually the right play.
Well, we'll see whether HLE can annoy them as they knock on their front doors. An inhibitor turret here towards the bottom side going to be next on the menu here for BLG. But you can see HLE still pushing them away. Baron buff still up for another 30 seconds, a little bit less than that. Will just slink back into the enemy jungle. Look to find another point of it. We have to remember as well that both of these teams need Baron to get any sort of siege happening. We mentioned already that there's about 0 range, and so sieging these turrets ain't great, but there's a Pulverize under 2. Featherstorm has to be used very, very early on, but Elk is still alive. The Equalizer goes down. Not the most massive value, but that Blade Caller was gorgeous. The ulti to come through. The Impale is decent as well, and it's Viper that's now trying to pop off in this fight. Somehow, it's actually a 1-for-1, but Doran might be a bit more valuable than On.
The fact that Elk was able to get that Featherstorm off was crucial. Everyone in Honghwa was colliding with him on that point, but without him being CC'd, Viper couldn't ult in. Then the ultimate from Bin buys space so the Kai'Sa can't actually get into the fight, and BLG get a moment to rally and push back Honghwa, but still an incredibly close fight there.
And I think HLE is really impressing me with their team fighting from this level of deficit, and I think I'll need to see it again, but the Gnar Skarner frontline is buying a massive amount of bait because they get what would be a good engage until it gets dodged by Elk, and you think, okay, now they're going to lose, but no one can actually get through to Viper or Zeka this entire fight.
And Shun actually saved that BLG. It could have been so much worse. The interruption with the Arctic Assault so that Doran couldn't get into the back line. That might have been a one fight for HLE from an 8,000 gold deficit that has now been shrunk.
Now there's no flash on Elk. He becomes a very susceptible target. Nice, does have the QSS available. And as we set up here once more, Zeka on his side with the light. Someone needs to mark him. It looks like Bin's going to be that call.
Well, this is not going to be Soul, but Soul Point available for BLG if they are able to lock this one down. HLE setting up for a bit of a battle. Bin in that fog of war. They have control vision almost everywhere. Pulverize now on cooldown, unable to battle dance his way out of there. Peanut, can you actually get anything done? The Meganar coming on through it. Shun that's able to lock down the smite, but can they win the battle? That's the question. As into the backline they go. There's the charm onto Zeka, and they blow up the Ari yet again. Another double Pulverize though is now on there to try and help. Shun trying to get out of there, and he should be able to do so. Top lane is doing better. Viper gets into the backline and just executes Shun. Bin is so strong though. Peanut could not stand up to him, and as we go back, it's Viper doing the Owen Wilson impression behind enemy lines, looking to keep himself alive.
It's the TP mid though. Knight and Bin are looking to end the game. Viper will die to On.
Yeah, done with the shenanigans. Done with the shenanigans indeed. And BLG, they'll be taking down these Nexus turrets. HLE were trying to make these fights close, but in the end, the wallets will descend, and BLG will bring us to an even series and a best of 3 for the semifinals.
BLG fight back. Giga Bin for me in this game. He dominated Doran in the top lane early here. Blue side each taking, and this is going to be a hell of a series.
Just an incredible performance from Shun as well. Controlling that early game, getting those leads for Bin, dictating the pace of that bot lane. This guy, when he's not being knocked away by Poppy, is having a fantastic time.
Oh, he's looking absolutely incredible. And the level of that last team fight as well. Both teams knowing exactly what they need to do. Man, we are going to go to a short break. When we get back, everyone's going to break that one down. We'll have game number 3. Do not go anywhere. Don't you dare.
These teams are pretty good.